As many of you may know, I've been a learning and development professional for more than 20 years. As such, I've worked in a number of industries, from retail to banking to health to energy, utility, and more. I think one of the most confounding things that I've experienced was training on an island. For those of you who are new to this channel, welcome. My name is JMEarley. I help individuals and teams achieve organizational and personal success. For those of you who have been rocking with me for a minute, welcome back to Leadership Matters. So what is training on an island? It's a term that I coined to describe training that isn't tied to anything. In the beginning of my career, it was standard to tie training to performance and to evaluate training every time a program was rolled out using Kirkpatrick's 4 levels of training evaluation. So, for example, in the early stages of my career, I was a banking center manager. Therefore, when I went into training, it was a natural fit for me to train customer service reps, or what used to be referred to as bank tellers. I conducted a multiple-week training program that talked about banking regulations, transactions, policies, etc. At the end of the course, I conducted 4 levels of evaluation. Level 1, which evaluates the participant's reaction to training, typically referred to as a smiley sheet. This evaluation gauges participants' personal reactions to the training or learning experience. For example, did the trainees like and enjoy the training? Did they consider the training relevant? Was it a good use of their time? Did they like the venue, the style, timing, climate, etc.? This sheet was passed out at the conclusion of the program. Level 2, learning evaluation, is a measurement of the increase in knowledge or intellectual capability from before to after the learning experience, which typically included assessments or tests before and after the training. Interviewer observation can also be used before and after, although this is time-consuming and can be inconsistent. This evaluation is relatively simple to set up, but more investment and thought is required than reaction evaluation. This evaluation is highly relevant and clear-cut for certain training, such as quantifiable or technical skills. It answers the questions: did the trainee learn what was intended to be taught? Did the trainee experience what was intended for them to experience? In my program, I provided a pre-assessment to establish a baseline of knowledge of retail banking prior to training, and at the conclusion, participants were given a comprehensive exam which they had to pass with at least 70% to successfully complete the course. This was the level 2 evaluation. Level 3, that's the behavior evaluation. This evaluation measures the extent to which the trainees applied the learning and changed their behavior. And this can be immediately done several months after training or immediately after training, depending on the situation. It answers the questions: did the trainees put their learning into effect when back on the job? Were the relevant skills and knowledge used? Was there noticeable and measurable change in the activity and performance of the trainees when back in their roles? Was the change in behavior and new level of knowledge sustained, etc.? In my role as a training specialist for teller training, I would visit each trainee at their home branch and watch them, observe them doing their jobs and applying or not applying what was taught during training. This also gave me the opportunity to hone the skills and improve performance of those participants who may have been struggling with a concept, behavior, or transaction. Level 4, results or return on investment. Results evaluation is the effect on the business or environment resulting from the improved performance of the trainee. It's the acid test. It measures, the measurements would typically be business or organizational key performance indicators such as volumes, values, percentages, timescales, return on investment, and other quantifiable aspects of organizational performance. For instance, numbers of complaints, staff turnover, attrition, failures, wastage, non-compliance, quality ratings, achievement of standards and accreditations, growth, retention, etc. For this program, I measure the number of sales. So our representatives were charged with cross-selling additional banking products to customers. I also measure the percentage of errors when balancing their drawers and processing transactions, and compliance ratings. The return on investment was, even at that time, highly controversial. This was the only organization I've worked at in all of my career that attempted to demonstrate the economic value of training, the ROI. In the latter half of my career, I have been astounded to find that organizations that I work with have not tied training to performance. Rather, they're training on an island. Yes, they're doing on-the-job training and training specific to the job, but there's no formal correlation to training, no tangible way to prove that 1, the training is working, 2, what degree it's working, 3, if employees find it valuable, and 4, what impact it has on the business. Training isn't even tied to core competencies or annual performance reviews. Performance is the value of employees' contributions to the organization over time. And while performance reviews are far from perfect, and that's a topic for another video in and of itself, performance evaluations allow for an overall assessment that helps people prioritize. Employees learn what their key strengths are and where they should focus their development efforts, and ties very succinctly to training. If you found this video valuable, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I upload new content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.